Hello, welcome everyone. Great to see you. Thanks for showing up for yourself and your business. Abby, uh, great to connect with you tonight. We are excited to do this call again. It was so well received. We all gained so much just by giving the call. We got such great feedback. We felt it was super important to do a refresher and to invite all ambassadors in to gain this training to really set 2026 clarity and goals and strategy on the map. Um, so I just want you to know as we kind of move into 2026, personally, I am so honored to partner with you. Everyone at the Abby home office is so impressed and honored to partner with you as we move into this new year with new momentum and new tools to support our success. And I'm super impressed that you showed up for yourself and your business tonight. And as we get started, before we kind of move in, I want to do a recap of all of the exciting promotions that we just introduced. So here's what we have to support our goals for 2026. So first off, we are in the middle of Abby Accelerate. This is our new ambassador program that is for every new person that joins, but every ambassador joined into this on the 17th. And there's three ways to earn, right? Four customers with at least a $50 order, and it's $100 cash. One new ambassador, and if they signed up with the digital kit, and right now we have the $20 digital kit, all it takes is a $50 order by the end of January, and it's $50 in product credit. And when we do both, it is the gorgeous Abby backpack that you are going to want. So set your sights on. We do know that we have the Abby Accelerate report, but you're not on there yet, but you will be added very soon in the next few days. So you're going to be able to track your progress live right there in that report. Okay, next promotion that we introduced on Monday, Path to Prosper. Three paths. Are you the connector, the producer, or the multiplier? And once we finish this call and you have your goal set, you're really going to be able to hone in on which one you need to focus on. Connector 500 in PV, monthly recognition, and invitation to a quarterly training Zoom. And we are going to go all out for these trainings, so you don't want to miss it. Level two producer, 500 PV, two new customers, and it's going to be recognition, training Zoom, and swag. And I'll have that swag images for you next Monday. So you'll be able to see what you're earning. And three is for the person that really wants to move mountains in 2026 and build a big team and earn lots of income. It's 500 PV, two new customers, and one new ambassador each month, monthly recognition, training Zoom swag, and $300 cash at the end of the quarter. So you'll be able to kind of zone in on those goals as we move through this call. Next promotion or announcement is our Abby Leader Summit 2026. Okay. What does it take to be there? It takes being at Leader 2, which is 2,000 in group volume, 200 for you to be active. That 2,000 can be all you, or can be you and your team members, and you receive an invitation. This is a Leader Summit. We'll have all the details of the agenda and the hotel and all the pieces coming up in the next week or so. But if you have big goals with Abby, you don't want to miss this. And it's the very first Leader Summit, and it's going to be super special. Okay. And the promotion we just announced today is our limited time digital join offer. So this runs from today through next Tuesday. Okay. End of midnight Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, 12 a.m. or 11:59. I'm sorry, 11:59 p.m. is when it ends. So $20. It works both for your Leader Summit focus in terms of having two new ambassadors, as long as they place an order by the promo, and for Abby Accelerate, as long as they do a $50 order. So use this to your advantage. And the piece that I didn't talk about is the Reset and Renew mega event that's going on right now, building lots of excitement. I believe if you haven't gotten in and you've got customers in there that you can still join, but I'm assuming everyone that's here on this call is so committed that you're already part of that group. But if you're not, go to Power Collective and get signed up. Okay, so let's move into this training and your focus. And our goals, right, are really that you leave here energized, super excited, feeling lots of belief about what you're capable of doing, and have a design for your new year of where you want to be in December 2026, what you will be earning, and how you're going to get there. And what I'm asking you to do is to be fully present. Like this is 1 hour. We're going to go as quick as we can and pack in a lot. Maybe it'll be maybe it'll be an hour and 15, but we're packing in a lot. So please try to be present if you can. You know, get your pen out. If you haven't printed the notebook, go to the Power Collective right now and go to the post that I just did this afternoon in the comments. Teresa put a link for the notebook, and we've got spots for you to write your goals and for you to write your plan. And so just take a moment right now to go find that, print it, and so you have it right in front of you and you can write. If not, then just get a notebook, get some paper, get something. Because if we write down, we retain over 90%. If we listen passively, it's about 10%. If we're, kind of doing things, if we're cleaning the kitchen or watching, doing shopping right now, you're going to retain probably 2%. So it's 1 hour, be present, and you're going to gain a lot from this and be ready for the most amazing 2026. So we are going to do planning, and business planning matters. What's the quote? If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. And this is true for any person. This is true for any business. Successful businesses plan, and they plan annually, which is what we're doing right now, and they plan quarterly, which is what we're doing right now. So success doesn't just happen. There is not a business that I know that all of a sudden opens their doors and they're just successful. Right? Maybe it's happened once or twice out of millions of times, but most of the time when people do that, they fail. A plan turns ideas into focused action, and it ensures that the time that you're spending actually gets results. When you focus on the right activities, it moves your business forward. And tonight, our hope is that you're really looking at prioritizing income producing activities that are going to support you to achieve your goals. Leaders, the best leaders are really strong at planning. Okay. And I know each one of you, you are a leader. You have leadership potential. And I just, if you desire to be a leader, if you desire to support other people to have success, if you want yourself to have as much success as possible, maybe that success is only in sales, maybe that's in sales and team building, then I encourage you to plan. Because when people plan, when they have a plan, people sit up and notice. Your customers will take you more seriously, your ambassadors will take you more seriously, and they're going to follow suit, right? And really trust you when you're in this behavior. Before we get started in focusing on 2026, it's important to do kind of a quick review of 2025. Every day, right, we have the opportunity to learn from what worked, what didn't work. And it's really our opportunity to go, okay, what could I do a little differently? You know, I love that definition of insanity, right? Keep doing the same things, expecting different results is insane. We have to adjust to get new results. Okay. And there are things that you did in 2025 that worked, and there's things that you did and spent time in that didn't work. So let's just take a moment right now. And if you have your workbook, it's the second page. I want you to just jot down either on your pad or your phone what worked in 2025 in terms of your Abby business. What did you do that actually worked and gained customers or gained interest, got you scans, got you orders, got you new ambassadors? Jot down just quickly what comes to mind. Don't overthink anything tonight. Just write down the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, and maybe jot one thing in the chat that worked. Put one thing in the chat right now that worked in 2025 that you did that you're going to be reminded to continue to do. Now let's move to what didn't work because we got to let go of things to open up that time and energy to add new. So, what didn't work in 2025 that you spent time and energy on? Let's think about that a minute. And what's the first thing that comes to mind? Where did you spend time in 2025 on your business, or just maybe time that you thought you didn't have and wasted it? What didn't work in 2025 in terms of supporting you to achieve growth? Okay, maybe write one thing in the chat that didn't work, that you're not going to do anymore. You're going to let go of it right here. Not going to spend any more time doing that because you did it and you did it and you did it and it didn't work. And maybe you're going to continue to do it, but you're going to do it differently, right? Maybe your posting didn't work and it's a matter of just making some changes in that. Doesn't mean we're going to abort doing it, just means we're going to do it differently. So what didn't work? Jot it down. Okay. So now let's move to the brand new year. Let's go to 2026. What's super important is to create a vision, right? The most successful companies, the most successful entrepreneurs, they create a crystal clear vision of where they're going and it drives them. It drives them, right? From Bill Gates, right? A computer in every home, to Howard Schultz. I want Starbucks on every corner of the world. They have a compelling vision of what they want to provide for people, for what are they giving the community? What are they empowering people with? We are empowering people with the most amazing skincare available that's affordable. That's what we're doing here. And so what's the vision that you have? If you could write the story, if you could fast forward to 2026 December, end of December, what would that look like? So I want you to, if you could write the story, okay, what would Abby provide for yourself and your family? And just come up like is it a dollar amount, right? What if you could write the story right now? Okay, nobody's seeing it, it's just yours. If you could write the story, fast forward to 2026, what would you be earning? Okay, if it's all in your control, what would that look like? And then what would it be? What would it go for? Okay, are you going to make a shift with what you're doing for work? Are you going to make a shift with where you live? Are you going to be spending money to support your kids' college? What is that? What is that money goal? What does it go for that really is emotionally important to you? That when you think about that goal and you visualize that goal as being achieved, it just lights you up. Take a minute to really think about that because this is the foundation for everything we're going to do for the rest of the call. And this is the foundation for keeping you excited to take action. Okay. What we're doing right now is we're creating your why. My why 30 years ago was to leave the job that I went to college for, to be home with my 9-month old. And then, after a couple of years, it was my 2-year-old and my infant. That was my why. I didn't want to put him in daycare anymore. I didn't want to count diapers when I picked him up. That was my why. And every single day, I thought about that why. And so then when I got home and I tended my children and I put them to bed, I could sit down at my computer from 8 to, 11 and actually do work. Or I could go out on the weekends and do my events. Or I could meal something at lunchtime because I knew my why and my why was so important to me. And that's what I want for you. I want your why to be so compelling to you that you will take action even when you're tired, even when you'd rather flop on the couch and watch a series. When that why is so compelling, it drives us. Okay, you're clear on that why now. And now we're going to move into the rest of the training in terms of building the foundation of creating goals for Q1 that will kind of build momentum quarter after quarter. And I want you to know, every successful business, here's what they do. They decide where they want to be at the end of the year. Okay, are we going to grow 20%? Are we going to grow 30%? And then they decide the big initiatives that they're going to do to make that happen. We can't do the same thing. So we're going to change things. We're going to add this. We're going to add this. We're going to put this in. We're going to have this training. We create the plan. And then we create the Q1 plan and we look at the numbers every month. Okay, this is what you're going to do. And we're going to do that through this process. Every successful business does this process. So, Tony, take it away for our first step.
Oh, we already did this. Sorry. Write it down.
I'm sorry. Okay, okay.
No,
Oh, let me
that was
just
my
get
fault.
this
I
really
forgot
quick.
to skip
I forgot
the
this
step.
part. Okay, no, let's go back 1 second. I'm just
Oh,
going to take a minute on this. A couple of things that you need to do to keep this vision alive. Okay, because now tonight you're going to be excited about it, but if you don't do these things, come a few days, you're going to lose that vision. Okay, so these are the things that people do to keep that vision alive every day. So, number one, you're going to tell everyone. Okay, you're going to tell everyone. You're going to post it. You're going to put it in the chat at the end of the call what your biggest goal is at the end of the chat. We're going to do a post tomorrow and you're going to write what that goal is in the Power Collective, your biggest one that scares you. I forget who wrote in the chat that they've got a big goal that scares them. Good for you. I want it to scare you. Affirmations. Okay, no more I hope, I think, I'll try. Right now, from this moment forward, if your goal is $5,000 a month by the end of the year, it is I will make $5,000 a month. Okay, what I used to say at my events is I will. I'm so excited I found this business because I will leave the job I went to college for to be home with my children. I used to say that every event. And when I would say that, people would sit up and they go, wow, she's really serious about this. And it made them be more interested in what I was doing because I knew where I was going. So you're going to tell everyone because it attracts people to you, but it also, every time you say it, it makes it real. Okay. Visualization. Okay. Visualization is so powerful. And what I want you to do is fast forward to December, and I want you to see it like a video in your brain as reality. So what did I see in my head? I saw play dates at home. I saw having events with my team. I saw cooking dinner every night. I saw what my life would look like if I was home with my children every day building my business. I saw that every single day. I saw it before I went to bed. I saw it when I woke up. I saw it when I was doing the dishes. I saw it over and over and over. And that is, there's a triage, right? Our thoughts create our feelings create our actions create our reality. And so you need to know that. This is how we start training our thoughts to be in alignment with where we're going. So this is super important. The last one is action. If you don't have confidence, all it takes is action. Okay. If you don't have confidence right now, most likely it's because you're not taking action. When someone starts acting, they start experiencing confidence and they feel like they can do it. But if you haven't touched your business, right, or you're doing it once a month or a couple times a month, you're not in alignment with your vision and you stop believing that you can achieve it. So all those are important. Write them down and begin doing them. Okay, Tony, take it away.
thank you, Melissa. I have to say before I start that the first time Melissa told me to close my eyes and picture what I wanted my life to be, it changed my life totally. So take that to heart. I remember walking back to our rooms after she had said that and turning to Teresa and telling her what I envisioned. Do the things. Do the things. Take it seriously. Keep that vision close. Okay, I get to do the super boring part. I get to talk numbers. We're going to go over the comp plan breakdown, kind of like if you want to be here, what that looks like, what level you need to be at, things like that. I do need to, there's some asterisks here, okay? I need to say ahead of time that these are numbers are for training purposes only. For the sake of training, we are using USD. It's too confusing to try to do two numbers at the same time. We are also using an average of $500 per working teammate. Okay, some might have 2,000, some might have 200. For the sake of training, we're using an average of $500. For the numbers, we're also using minimums for each level. If I'm talking about Director 7, I'm talking about $100,000. Of course, Director 7 could be $150,000, but for the sake of training, we're using minimums. Some information is gathered from ChatGPT, so these are estimates and not necessarily how teams will break down. I have asked ChatGPT math questions before. ChatGPT is not always the best with math. Take this with a grain of salt, but I want you guys to start seeing the vision of what these numbers could look like at certain levels. All right. Hopefully you guys all got that. These slideshows are meant to have those asterisks in your mind when you look at them. Okay. So, if your goal is senior ambassador, that would be a total team of one. You could hit. If you're hitting $500 a month, it just takes you. Remember, we're talking about averages at 500. So for a senior ambassador with a GV goal of 500, you can do that by being that 500 person. Leader 1, if you're going for $1,000, that and each person has 500, that's 2 people. And so on. But obviously, as your team grows, so do the levels. So if you need a team of 100, that might break down, according to ChatGPT, as you having 25 personally enrolled plus yourself, with yourself, and then they would have about 40 people, and then they would have about 25. So it kind of sort of starts to look like that as we grow. These are the numbers that I used for the next slide. So you can have in your mind sort of what that team might look like, where you enroll this many people, they enroll this many people, and then L3 and L4 starts getting a little bit less. Okay. Why is that important? Because if you have a team of 1 and you are a senior ambassador hitting $500 in sales, your total monthly earnings would be $120. Leader 1 with a $1,000 GV goal and a team of 2, your minimum monthly earnings would be $145 plus a $100 bonus paid out over the course of 2 months. So it's 50 the first month you hit it, 50 the second month. Leader 2 is about $195 in monthly earnings plus 2 $100 bonuses. Leader 3 is about $295 plus $400, $580 plus $700. And then these start to include these bonuses because these bonuses aren't paid out once or twice. They're paid out every single month. So if you hit Director 5, you are making this $250 bonus every month. It can be included in this, and that's about $1,270. All right. 3,000 at Director 6 is that's a mortgage payment in an expensive place to live. Then Director 7, about $6,000, 10,000, 15, 27, and 55. Now again, these are minimum monthly earnings based on the structure that ChatGPT sort of gave us. And on top of that, so these monthly bonuses are included in these numbers. What is not included is at the last 3 levels, there is a global bonus pool that's not included. Guys, there's an additional bonus pool open right now if you hit Director 7. That was announced. That is not included in this either. All right. One little highlight I want to show is that this is based on $500 sales, right? You have 500. On this, there's 10 people on your team with 500 and so on. But if you have $1,500 in sales, then your earnings are $420 for your own sales. And if you have $3,000 in sales, then you're making almost $1,000 just on your own sales. So instead of making 120 as a team of one, you could potentially be making 1,000 as a team of one. These are based on $500. Okay? I hope that makes, but look at these numbers. Look at what the potential could be. Where do you think you want to be? All right. Now that you have that in your head, and I'm done with the boring part, the part that hopefully made sense, I'm turning it over to Teresa, who's way more fun than I am, to help you guys figure out, based on that information, where you want to be at the end of quarter one. Teresa, take it
I
away.
don't know about that, but hello. I am here to talk about your quarter one goals. Because if we don't have goals, then we don't have something to work towards. So Q1, the momentum influences the whole entire year and how every successful business operates, like Melissa said in the beginning. We need to determine desired annual income. So if you want to take a minute, how much do you want to make a year with your Abbi business? Write that down. And then with that, that's going to determine your quarter one rank goal to work towards quarter four. So determine how to achieve that rank goal. We are going to click the slide. Okay, so you have your annual goal in your head. So let's divide that by 12. And we are going to determine our desired monthly goal. So based on Tony's breakdown, what rank is needed by the end of the year? So we have this chart on the side up to Director 7. So what is your monthly goal in order to hit that yearly goal? Does everybody have that? So if you want to earn, I should have done the math on this. If you want to earn about $1,200 a year, senior ambassador, that is $120 a month. But if you want to earn like $72,000 a year, you're going to want to hit Director 7 by the end of the year to consistently in 2027 make that $72,000 a year. Okay, so I kind of already said this in the other slide, but so we're going to determine, we're going to determine our Q1 rank goal based on the following chart. So if your desired income was the $72,000 a year, which means that you would have to hit Director 7, that means that your quarterly Q1 rank goal is going to need to be Director 5. So if you have a desired rank goal of Leader 3 by the end of the year, Leader 1 is going to be your rank goal for quarter one. But we all know that everybody is going to go and hit Leader 2 by the end of Q1 so that you all get that invitation to Leader Summit in Tampa. But if we really want to aim high, because everybody wants to see Melissa Sody's house, right? I mean, everybody wants to be in Melissa's house. You are going to want to hit that Leader 3 by quarter one. So just throwing that little Tampa plug in there. All right. So determine how to achieve that rank. So this is all based on $500, again, like Tony said in her presentation. So we're going to determine how many enrollments we need, how many customers we need, and how many conversations we need to have in order to get those customers and get those enrollments. So you can see the chart right here. Since we're all going for leader 2, like minimum, we are going to need at least a team of 4 that is doing $500 a month, which means you need to have 2 enrollments per month, because you all know that some people that sign up are not going to do anything. So we always need people in reserve so that we have, we have that buffer. So leader 2, you're going to need 2 personal enrollments each month. And don't let that scare you. Like, we're only at the 7th right now. There is plenty of time this month, especially with the $20 digital join special, to get 2 people enrolled this month. You are going to need 5 new customers, which is perfect because it's in alignment with Abbi Accelerate, which we all have until the 31st to hit. And we all need to have at least 10 conversations in order to get the 5 customers and the 2 new ambassadors. So just go off this chart for what your goal is.
Can I throw in a couple things that I want to clarify from my section real quick?
Absolutely.
Remember, this is just based on those averages. So for leader 2, if you're selling $2,000 on your own, you don't need a team of 4. You do need those 2 personal enrollments to earn the trip, but those numbers can vary based on how much you are selling yourself. You could need a much smaller team, or if your team is not selling a lot, you could need a much bigger team. These are based on those averages. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk.
Thank you.
The other thing I want to mention is the personal enrollments are for the whole quarter. Because remember, if you have a team of 40, not all of those are going to come from you. You're probably going to have 10 that come from you, and then that turns into more on your L3 and more on your L4. Okay, sorry. Thanks.
All right. I think we're done with this slide, Tony. All right. I have what everyone is waiting for tonight. I have been talking about this training for the last couple of weeks, trying to get everybody on this call. We changed the entire social media strategy starting in January because this rock star that I get to call my friend and teammate is about to blow everyone's mind with her social media strategy. So please give it up for the amazing Jennifer McCann.
Woo! Thank you, thank you. I hope that I can offer you some things to take away. I don't know if I'll blow your mind, but honestly, I could talk about social media for days, so I'll try to keep it short. We're going to be looking at how to use not only social media, but a couple other things to work backwards and reach those goals that you just kind of planned out with Teresa and Tony. Are we switching my own slides or? There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to talk about social media. That'll be the bulk of it because I know that's what a lot of us use majority for our business. A little bit we'll touch on in person and then events. So for social media, looking at using social media and not just haphazardly, throwing things up there, but actually having a strategy to it is really going to help you meet those goals. And I think that's where most people kind of are lost in social media. They just pull out their phone and they're like, what should I post for today? But if you really strategize and break it down and work backwards and look at how much you need in sales each week from social media to meet that sales goal, and then even break it down further and look at what online activities will you plan to get there, you will be much closer to hitting your goal. So I have some stats first about social media. Not that I have to sell social media to you, but these stats kind of shocked me. So we all know that a lot of people use social media. Sorry, my ring light just went out. Um, but I found some stats. So 82% of shoppers, so our consumers, use social media to research products. So they're actually using that more than like anything else now, to get their information about the products that they want to buy. Gen Z and millennials especially are active out of all the other different age ranges, and they are majority of them are finding their fashion, beauty, and lifestyle purchases through social media. Facebook is the number one social media platform in the United States used to shop. And it's 69 to 77 million shoppers from Facebook. And it's because people have reported on this survey that it's because it combines social interaction with e-commerce. So I liked that because that's the reason people are shopping with us in direct sales. We're not just an advertisement or a graphic that they're going to click on and purchase, right? They need us. They need that social interaction and that kind of education and handholding through our process to shop. So all of this made me further believe that we are super well set up for selling Abby on social media. So one of the ways that I like to do this is to create a weekly posting theme. This helps me not be, again, so just haphazard and throwing things at the wall, but actually making sure that I'm touching on different aspects of Abby throughout time that are going to reach different people. Not everybody's looking for the same thing, right? So if we have a theme, like this week, I believe our team theme is hydration. That speaks to people that might be looking at hydration. And the theme doesn't always even have to be necessarily one of the skin concerns. There can be lots of other, it could be, but when we had the bundles, or we still do have the Simple Solutions bundles, maybe that could be your theme for the week, and you're looking at all the different bundles and different elements that make the bundles a great deal. Focus on the pain points, which is example is hydration. Focus on customization for a whole week. How is Abby customized and more than just our custom cream? Maybe for a week, your focus is really getting that analysis information out there. But whatever you decide your focus is, a really easy trick is just to use ChatGPT to help you plan the content. So let's say that my theme for the week was the analysis. I want to get as many scans and I want to get the information about the analysis out there. I can actually use ChatGPT to tell me what kinds of posts to make. And you can get as specific as you want with your questions. It doesn't have to be just one question. Plan a week of content on Abby's skin scan technology. You can get even more specific based on what it comes up with. Give me stories that will ask people to engage, or give me a call to action on each post, whatever it is, but get specific. ChatGPT will not do you wrong, okay? And you can always revise it and make it your own. Um, Oh, you can switch these up to fit your business and how your business is, but it's helpful to have an overview. And you can also include these enrolling conversations in your weekly theme as well, and ChatGPT can help you with that. So for your planning backwards, how many people will you reach out to each day? What will your verbiage say? And what is the goal of the reach out? So it's not just about posting, right? We have to actually be talking to people in direct sales. If we're just posting and praying, I know you guys all know that strategy, that what is that statement, whatever. Then we're not talking to anybody. So you have to actually look at what people are engaging with and follow up and reach out to people. So make a goal. How many people are you going to actually talk to today? I'm just going to shout out Amy on my team told me at the beginning of the week how many people she was going to reach out to. And then to hold herself accountable, she reached out to me and told me when she was finished. So find somebody that you can be accountable to as well. When will you do follow-ups? what is the follow-up going to be like? I like to write a list down of everyone I need to follow up with at the beginning of each day. I do it a couple times a week. Are they people that engaged only? Are they people that scanned? Are they people that scanned and you already talked to? Are they people that ordered? Like, get this specific because that way, when you do follow up, you have a plan for the conversation. This is upselling is kind of like one of my specialties, and that's how I plan my upsell. I know exactly what I'm going to talk to the person about, and I know exactly what I'm going to recommend and how I'm going to say it. So, plan that out ahead of time so that you can feel confident and relatable when you go into that conversation. Okay, stories. Stories are and lives are everything. 56% of people's time spent on social media is spent on video. That means reels, that means any kind of video in your stories or live. Okay. 20 to 30% of that time is spent specifically on stories. That's a huge number. Stories to me are kind of behind the scenes. They can be a little messy, they can be real. You don't have to spend so much time making them look perfect. People click, 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 and your goal is to get them to stop and listen to what you have to say or what you're putting on the screen. They're quick to plan, variety is really easy to do. And the tools are right there for you on the Facebook or Instagram stories tab. So if you don't use stories regularly, um, really just take some time. You can't go wrong. Everyone's doing it. Just put some things up there. Something really easy that you can do around your weekly theme is get on your stories and talk daily about something different surrounding your weekly theme. So I actually this week have been using the new year, new routine and how it's only 3 steps to stay consistent. And so today I showed how easy the 3 steps are on my stories. Super simple. Have I done that before? Absolutely. But people need to see things like 10 to 15 times, usually in order to take action on it. So just really easy. So that's for stories. Oh, use ChatGPT for those too. Or if you can still get to the Abbi chatbot. Today I just typed in for each step, tell me in a quick bulleted list benefits of Abbi's purifying cleanser. Okay, so then ChatGPT made a list and I said, make this shorter. Copy, paste. And I made sure it was right from Abbi's website, but it makes it quick and easy for you. So that you're not only showing people and telling them out loud in your words, but they have something to see on the screen too. You're showing the value of the product in multiple ways. Check out who is engaging. If you see somebody constantly looking at your Abbi stories or loving them, reach out. And you can say something simple like, hey, thank you for showing my story some love. I really love this product. Have you been seeing me post about it or, whatever? Have you experienced dehydrated or dry skin? And start talking with them and get to the emotional connection there. Always frame it in their favor. Don't make them feel pressured or like you're asking for a sale, but that you are genuinely trying to help them by reaching out to them because we are. Okay, lives. People love lives, and I have been seeing more of them, so kudos to all of you. I need to get on that as well. 1 in 4 online consumers spend time watching lives. That's 25% of people, okay? For lives, I remember way back the first time I ever did a live. If you haven't done a live before, tell me in the comments. But I remember the first time I seriously had to like have my sister in the corner for moral support. I had a glass of wine. I was like shaking. But now I could go live like right out of bed, no makeup on, hair a mess. You get better by just doing it. People want real and raw in our day and age. That's what they like. They like real. So just be yourself. Give your audience time to get to know you. Have a focus for your live and a goal for your live and invite your viewers to engage with you. It doesn't always have to be a sale. You don't always have to offer the product for sale. Sometimes it can just be educating them. Sometimes it could be something fun. So just a quick list of ideas for lives that you could do. Get unready with me, where you take off your makeup. a morning vlog live where you're actually doing your skincare routine instead of recording it and putting it on stories. You're actually on live video. You could even just be talking to them about your day, but doing your routine. You could have an on-hand sale of essentials. You could have a rate my routine live, build me a routine live, skincare trivia, a product battle, have users vote on a product to put on your face after you explain it to them. Just some really fun, engaging, different ways to get Abby out there in more ways than just do you want to scan and do you want to purchase? Um, your posts, so we had stories, now we had lives. Reels kind of go in with those two because they're video. Your posts, more thought goes into these, and I would kind of include a reel in this. You're not just gonna haphazardly slap a reel up there. You're probably gonna do a little bit of editing. You're gonna really think about the words that you use, and the it's not always about selling Abby. Again, put yourself out there and add value and have people see you as somebody that they can trust with their skincare needs and just the conversation in general, and post consistently and try different things. Really, your goal with social media is building that trust, building that network of people that are okay with coming to you to talk about something as personal as their skin. All right, let's talk about in person. Oh, no, wait, I forgot this. Okay, so this is in the workbook, and this is just a quick social media planning sheet that I made for you to try to help you think ahead. And I envisioned this as being something you could print out and put in either a folder or a binder and have a double-sided for each week. The top of the social media planning sheet has your weekly sales goal. So if you wanted to get to 500 for the month, you would break that down weekly and how much would you need per week. What are your new customer scans? So every time someone scans, write their name there. Seeing their name on this sheet that you look at every time you go to work on Abby is going to remind you not to forget about them. What are you going to say when you follow up? Did they end up ordering? Do you need to follow back up, etc.? And then what's your weekly theme or spotlight product? And then in the boxes, you can kind of just quickly jot down your post or stories or live ideas for that. On the back is just, do you have any events on social media this week? We have the mega party, so that could be something you had on your social media planning sheet. What resources do you need? Who will you invite? And what follow-ups do you need to do this week? So that should help you really look at making the most of your social media to meet that sales goal. Okay, the next one is in person. So in person is incredible for our product because it's skincare, and touching and smelling especially is really effective. So some different things that you can do in person to add to those weekly sales goals. One-on-one consultations have been really good for me. That's where you just, if there's somebody local that you're talking to, reach out, invite them over. You can do the scan and walk them through it right there and have them actually touch and feel some of your testers if you have those, so they can see what a quality product we have. There's neighborhood pages. You could even, post in your neighbor if we have a neighborhood page that you're scheduling these, and people can comment if they'd like you to reach out and things like that. But put yourself out there. I gave my dog sitter actually a hydration bundle for Christmas. And what do you know? She had never spoken to me about Abby before. I had way back reached out to her about it. She loved it so much. Not only is she wanting to try more things, she already has told two friends about Abby and given them my information. So don't be afraid to reach out and just share it, and share that opportunity to come over, or meet you somewhere to actually have a consultation in person. Out and about, just make sure you're prepared to talk about it. If somebody asks you, what do you do? Or if it comes up, and have business cards, or a QR code that they can scan, to either do the analysis or get in contact with you and take their information too. Networking events are always good. And then be ready for those conversations for people in your warm market. Put yourself out there. On the last call, I mentioned how I was going to go to a holiday party and I didn't know anybody but I was invited and I was like, I'm forcing, my husband was like, we are going because you need to meet these people. So we are in direct sales. It is network marketing when you get the opportunity. Put yourself out there in person as well. All right. And then, of course, we have events. Amanda is the queen of events. Her sip and shop events have been super duper powerful for her and building her customer base. And she has trained on that before. So that's an excellent one to start with. You can do an open house where it's really simple. People come and go at any time within a certain time period. You can do vendor events, pop-ups at a salon or a med spa or really anywhere. Don't be afraid to call and ask, hey, I have this skincare business. Some girls that joined my team a couple months ago were doing events at the local, a new Italian restaurant. So, and then virtual events. There are online, what are they called? I can't even remember what they're called. Oh, online vendor events is what they're called. There's those. There's things like the Mega Party. You can have your own workshops and classes online as well. When you're building out your Q1 calendar, estimate the sales that you think you could get from each of those events to use with your goal tracking. If you're going to do a pop-up and your goal is, let's say, $200, add that into your goals as you work forwards, and then you can adjust as you actually complete the event and get the real-time sales. All right, so your job is the work, the outcome is the reward, right? I always tell people when they're like, oh, I'm doing this, but nothing is happening, detach from the results. Don't chase results, chase the habits that create them. Because if you are consistent and you do the things and you reflect, you will get results. So, what if you are doing the actions, at least you feel like you are, and you're not seeing results? So, there are a number of things that you can reflect on, and it's not a really big list. And usually, tweaking one of those things is going to help you. And I think that's on the next. So, the first thing, and this one is majority. Majority is the verbiage that we're using. A lot of times we get so stuck in our heads that we either come off a little bit overzealous, like it's more exciting for us than it is for them, right? Or we're saying too much, or we are salesy. So really look at the verbiage that you're using in your follow-ups. Are you selling or are you providing a service to them? Think about it. Is your purpose in following up to sell them a product or is it to help them with their skincare? If you remember that tiny tweak when you go to type a message to that person, you're going to frame it in an emotional connection type way versus a did you get a chance to click on my link type of way. And if you're not sure about your verbiage, your sponsor would be a great person to ask. Send a screenshot and say, hey, this person ghosted me. Here's what I said. Do you have any feedback for me? Sometimes just a little tweak in verbiage goes a long way. Remember the goal of the conversation, no word vomiting, and yeah. The next one is time. This one is huge. A lot of us think we spend more time working our business than we actually do. 70 to 80% of your time that you spend on Abby or whatever business it is should be spent on money making activities. And money making activities are relationship driven. A lot of people are like, oh, I worked for 4 hours today. But a lot of that was scrolling, reading, maybe even learning. A professional development's great, but it's not money-making activity. Creating graphics, organizing, that is all great, but that should not be it, that should be 10 to 20% of your time. Your time, when you have it, if you have an hour, 40 to 50 minutes of that hour should be spent doing something, either messaging, replying, making your posts, going live, doing a video, something that is going to have the capability to actually make you money. A lot of times touching and talking to a person. I don't mean physically touching. And then sometimes it's your audience. Melissa touched on this actually on Monday. If you've been in another business before with a different product, sometimes we have to adjust, right? This is skincare. It's really personal, and your ideal client might not be the same as it was for your last business. That doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. It just means you need to tweak what you're doing a little bit and think about the person that you are marketing skincare to. What are the pain points that you're talking about? It's just a little bit different of a method and a way of thinking for this type of audience. And then your skill set. Your skill set, you might be new. That's okay. Follow those who are successful. And Melissa said that on Monday too. It doesn't even have to be somebody in Abby. There are lots of awesome, successful people in Abby, but look at people in other skincare businesses or any type of direct sale business. What is it you see them doing? Take notes of it. Do you see the types of posts they're making? What connections and what patterns do you notice that they're doing? And then get a mentor or use your sponsor and have ongoing conversations to kind of increase that skill set. And then, of course, professional development and mindset work will go a long way as well, but only for 10 to 20% of your time. And now we have perfect training to segue this on the mindset piece and personal development from the amazing Anita Westlake.
Thank you. Okay, you guys, hang on with me, all right? Because we're right at the hour time mark. I'm going to give you 8 to 9 minutes, hopefully, of some really good training that's really going to take you a long way. So make sure you have pen and paper available. Get ready to take a few screenshots because these screenshots, they're going to be inspiration for you as you work on your mindset and growth. So what I'm going to talk to you about for the next 8, 9 minutes, again, is going to literally change your entire Abby business and honestly, your confidence forever. And again, I'm talking about personal development. So skill growth plus mindset growth equals business growth. So I know you all are on mute, but I want to see your lips moving and say this out loud with me. All right. Skill growth plus mindset growth equals business growth. And now your success here has nothing to do with your age, your background, your experience, personality, or even how confident you feel yet. All right, we're going to work on that. It has everything to do with this truth. Every skill required to build a successful Abby business can be learned. It's not gifted. You're not born with it. You are going to learn these skills. So drop in the chat, what have you ever told yourself that sounds like, I'm not good on camera, or I'm too shy. I don't know enough. I don't look like the typical influencer. I'm too old or too new. Now, I call these limiting beliefs. I'm too squirrely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. I should have added that on there. So these are your limiting beliefs. So we're going to reframe it because here's the truth. None of these are personality traits, you guys. They are just skills that haven't been trained yet. If you're taking notes, write that down. They are skills that have not been trained yet. Confidence is a skill. Storytelling, a skill. On-camera comfort, it's a skill. How about inviting without fear? You got it. It's a skill. And follow-up is a skill. And skills aren't personality, they are practice. And practice is something every single one of us can do. Sorry, I'm pointing at you because every single one of us can practice, you guys, and get that skill going. So now this is going to be where real growth happens. There you go. Thanks, Tony. It's on focus. So instead of trying to get good at everything at once, we are going to choose one skill to master for January or Q1. This, you guys, is your power move for 2026. So ask yourself, what is the most important skill to master to achieve my 2026 goals? Now, and it's not what feels hard. It's not something that you're avoiding, all right? But it's going to be something that is going to move your business forward the fastest. So now we're going to flip through these next 4 slides and get ready to take pictures because this is your inspiration and your invitation to think big. So what is, this is your fastest path to sales right here. The foundation that creates trust. So maybe you're going to work on that. Take a screenshot. Go ahead, Tony. Yeah, your customer experience and retention, your most profitable skill, you guys, right here. Okay. Your content and marketing. So this is your fastest path to visibility and new leads. Screenshot. And then this one is, I can't read the screen. Business growth and leadership, and it's your fastest path to scale. Yes, we want to do that, right? We all want to go to Tampa, take a picture of that. And so let's get real practical right now. So grab again your pen or paper and answer these 2 questions. What one skill will I master in Q1 of 2026? One skill, you guys. You can do one thing. You can focus on one thing. And what specifically will I do every single week to practice that skill? Remember, skills are just practice. So, for example, if it's a video, you might want to do 3 short videos per week. If it's inviting conversations, 5 authentic reach outs per day. What about 30 minutes weekly studying and practicing live demos? Right, you guys, you can practice any of that. So here's the magical part. Continue practicing even after you feel confident. All right, why? Because confidence isn't the finish line, you guys. Consistency is what changes income. And we talked about so much of that with Jen's training right there, just, going live in your stories and reels and posts. So we want to be consistent. And I want you to hear me clearly again, you guys. You don't need more motivation. You don't. You need accountability. Now, how many times have you ever set the intention, I'm going to do this week and this, and then life got super busy for you and that intention silently disappeared? I know, exactly, because accountability creates momentum, and that is why partnership works. So now let's dig into why having an accountability partner is so powerful. And I tell you what, after we did this training, I started with my accountability partner, and it definitely, hi Tony, it definitely helps us keep on track. So your accountability partner is someone who's expecting you to show up. You speak your goals out loud, which strengthens your belief. You track your action, not just your intention. I know it kind of stinks, huh? But you got to track your action, you guys. You celebrate wins together and you don't quit when things get uncomfortable. We keep going. So we'll be using weekly accountability questions that like simple check-ins that keep you focused instead of overwhelmed. So these questions are in your workbook. So it's great to have it handy when you meet with your accountability partner. And these weekly questions help you reflect, stay consistent, and course correct without judgment, just growth. Remember, your weekly sessions are not gripe sessions, you guys. You're going to be making progress and you're making growth. Now, this is your commitment moment. So drop in the chat, what is one skill you're going to focus on this quarter? Now go with your gut instinct. I had you take screenshots of the 4 screens, right? So you might adjust your answer. But right now, go with your gut instinct. What is one skill that really speaks to you that you want to focus on? And again, it doesn't have to be your final answer, all right? Lives, yes, having conversations with people, being better with the follow-up, lives. Yep, love it, love it, love it. So now your next step is going to be to choose your accountability partner this week. Now, you might automatically think of your business bestie, right? Don't go with your biz bestie, but I want you to give this a lot of thought. Now, there is a post in the Power Collective I will bring it back to life. It's buried probably pretty deeply right now, but it gives you these three questions to ask yourself when you're picking an accountability partner. Now, these questions help you pick someone aligned with your goals, your pace, your mindset, and your working style. And what you're going to do is put your answer in the post and read through the other ambassadors posting and pick your accountability partner based on alignment. Now, think of this as your little business dating opportunity. We are looking at alignment. All right. So that first question is look at the first question on the slide. There you go. It's up there. Thank you, Tony. And so, do you need someone who's going to push you? Check in daily with you, help you stay consistent, and is strong in areas where you struggle, like sales, content, follow up, time blocking. Knowing what you actually need determines the type of partner who will help you grow. Right now, look at that second question. What pace am I committed to? And do I need someone at the same level or ahead of me? So consider, am I looking for someone who matches my drive and speed? Or do I need someone slightly further ahead who can stretch me? Or do I need someone who needs me to lead, which can strengthen my leadership skills? So your ideal partner matches your rhythm or elevates it. Now, look at that third question. Think about the personality traits that bring out your best. Do you need honesty, positivity, reliability, consistency, hunger for growth, someone who shows up even when it's hard? And then ask yourself, who already embodies these qualities? That's likely your right partner. No one builds massive success alone, all right? We build it together. So now in closing, I want you to remember this. Your future business is built on skills. Skills are built from repetition. Repetition is built from commitment, and commitment grows best with community. Skill growth plus mindset growth equals business growth. And you guys, I can't wait to see you in Tampa and to watch you build your business in 2026. Melissa?
Yep. Thank you so much, Anita and Jen and Teresa and Tony. Excellent training. I just want to kind of take you back to the Leader Summit because incentives or events or incentives are really created. And Leader Summit, yes, it's a conference, it's an event, but you have to be at a certain place to participate. And incentives and kind of tiered events, they're created for a reason. And the reason is to support you to hit that December goal. Like every time we create an incentive or a promotion, the entire goal is not just for that one event. It's really thinking about you, where you want to be long term with your business, and using that as a stepping stone. And when I think back to my business, right, remember that 30-year-old when I started who was 9 months old, my first year was a mess, right? I had zero success the first year of my business. And then there was an incentive that was announced that really excited me, really excited me. It was like be top 10 in these 3 states and go to a special dinner with the founder of the company. And I wanted to be there for some reason. Like it was so exciting to me. And I had only done like 1 or 2 events a month, sometimes no. And I pulled out every stop and booked 12 events for June of, I don't even remember, 1995 or 1996. I don't even remember how long ago it was. And that changed my business. Everything about that changed my business. So I just want to invite you, if Leader Summit excites you, if the other promotions excite you, they are a stepping stone to help you hit where you want to be in December. And I want you to go for it because each one builds on each other. And that's how it works. I don't want you to get overwhelmed by looking way over at December. I want you to take one step at a time. And we would love to be with you there. We have done a lot tonight, right? We have covered a lot. We have determined where we wanted to be in December 2026. You learned what rank you'd need to be at, right? To achieve that. Teresa broke it down to, all right, let's just look at Q1. What's that first goal from now through the end of March of where we need to promote to or what we need to focus on? You heard some sound strategies that work, that are getting results with social media, with in-person events, with group events. And then you heard truths about this business. And the biggest truth is that every skill is learned. And I don't care if you have had zero success or a ton of success. If you want to be better, if someone's having success at Abbi or another company, you can have it too. And I said this on Monday. There is no age, there is no demographic, there's no income, there is no race, there is nothing that matters except for your desire, your learning, and taking action. Yeah. Then you heard, truths about learning, and you've set a goal of where you want what's most important for you to learn this quarter and how powerful it is to have an accountability partner. And when I was doing some planning today, I remembered back when I was in the second grade, when I was how old are we in the second grade? 7. I had this teacher, Mr. Thomas, and he used to say to me, I was like the kid that would hold the hand of the playground person and linger around the adults. I don't know. It was weird. And Mr. Thomas would always say to me, Melissa, today is the first day to the rest of your life. When I was 7, he would say that to me. And I couldn't even wrap my head around what that meant. It's the first day to the rest of your life. And then I finally got it, right? Today is the first day of the rest of your life, the first day to the rest of your Abbi business, right? Nothing that's happened up to this point matters. Zero. Nothing. Unless you want it to, right? Unless you want to take the good and play it forward. But nothing really matters. All that matters is this day forward. So I just want to challenge you, right? Look at where your excitement, that excitement that you had about whatever that end goal is, pushed there for a reason, because it's where you're supposed to go. It's where you know you can go. And we have to grow to be there. And I believe every one of us were made to grow, because to earn what you want to earn, you have to make a bigger impact. You have to help more people. You have to help more people enjoy an amazing product. You have to help more people learn about Abbi as a business and be successful. And that takes you being more. And I believe we've all been created to grow and expand so we can help other people with what they want. And so just take that to heart and take this as the first day of the rest of your business. Take some time to really validate what you want to implement. Know that I know with every cell in my body, you're capable of it. If I was capable of it and I couldn't even talk in front of someone without getting sick or feeling, like I was going to die. If I can do that, you can too, because I don't even recognize that person 30 years ago who started scared. So love you guys. Have an amazing night. Thank you, trainers. Love you guys. And let's go do this. Let's go hit those goals. Have a great night, everyone. Happy New Year. And I'm excited to cheer you on. Bye, everybody.